and you're a part of the universe, and the universe is a part of you. So you are an integral part of the environment, so you cannot live without it. When there are substances which are naturally occurring, if it has a beautiful effect on the body, why not we use it and incorporate it into our medical system? Diseases which are across the border where a supplement cannot treat, then you obviously have to keep medicines. So when you think about all these things, they are substances which everybody eats every day. So food grade is very harmless to the body, and whatever is needed to be supplemented, it is supplemented. So the need for general medications or need for actual prescription reduces when you take more supplements into it. And that could be a reason why there is a lot of medical tourism in India.
Welcome again, Doctor.
Thank you.
Throughout our interactions over the past few months, you as a medical professional have always championed organic or herbal or a natural way of healing.
Yeah.
Is that the reason why you created Adventious?
Yes. To be a very plain answer, yes. But what happens, why Adventists and why there is a natural inclination towards remedies which are very natural is because you are a component of this nature. Like if you go into deeper understanding of physics or astrophysics, you understand every bit of piece there in the universe is there inside of you. And you are a part of the universe, and the universe is a part of you. So you are an integral part of the environment, so you cannot live without it. And when you quantify substances which are naturally occurring, everything is naturally occurring. Even hydrogen, oxygen, all chemicals, everything is naturally occurring. You cannot simply take something outside from somewhere. So, but more often what happens is the carbon printing, what you have inside of your body, is very common with the carbon printings which is outside of you, which means the plants, the trees, the substances which are lying around you is more impactful on your body than something which is alien to your body. So this is one of the main reasons why we wanted to look into something which is more natural, organic, and then which is present on a day-to-day activities or day-to-day life. And the most important reason for starting Adventists is that the clinical practice had a very great impact on the creation of Adventists. When I see patients, I get a lot of patients, they come back and say, let's keep diabetes, they'll come back and say that they would soak the fenugreek seeds overnight and drink the water, and the third day they sprout it and eat the fenugreeks. Somebody come back and say that they take aloe vera, soak it, and then they drink it to reduce the blood sugar, to reduce the body heat. So naturally there are people who are wanting to see what is present in the nature and to see if it could help us cure the diseases. So that's when it struck me that there needs to be a specific methods or a specific way which people should be able to use it easily, not too complicated. Because if I go to somebody, like we had this fevers, the unusual fevers which was pandemic even before COVID, we had the drink from the Nilavembu, we call it as, which had a fantastic result. So when there are substances which are naturally occurring, if it has a beautiful effect on the body, why not we use it and incorporate it into our medical system? Every part of the medical system, I am saying. So if there is a herb or if there is a naturally occurring substance which has an impact on the liver, then I should be able to make a product out of it so that it heals the liver. If something has a direct impact on the pancreas, then I should be able to give it in a form which does not affect the pancreas, and then it actually enhances the pancreas. So that is how Adventists was born. So Adventists is a unique combination of supplements which are naturally occurring, which are present in your kitchen, which is present in your garden, which is present in your locality, and then it is mixed with herbs, it's mixed with vitamins and minerals. So this was an outcome of about 5-6 years of research, which started somewhere around 2013. And then we had to spend so much time on documenting, finding out what herbs actually acts on which part of the body, and then to find out what is the natural recommendations given, how it is used, the secondary effects, and all these things. And then the products first came in during the year 2018, and it's been in the market for about another 6-7 years to now. And it's been exponential in growth, as well as the effects of that has been obvious in patients. Now, I have changed my medical practice into more of general advice rather than a prescription. So we give it as an off-the-counter products. So which means it doesn't need a license, it doesn't need a prescription to actually go and get it. So it's a natural substance. For instance, I'll give you an example. If you have a cough, and what does your mother tell you? To drink some hot milk with pepper and honey. We have pepper extract, we have honey, we have black pepper, and we have some cardamom, and all these things we have made a syrup out of it, and we call it as a cough syrup. And it does wonders in most of the cough diseases, except diseases which are cross the border where a supplement cannot treat. Then you obviously have to give medicines. But if there are substances which can stop the inflammation or stop the process at a very early stage, then why not use it? So that's how all the products of Adventist came out. And it is why I call it unique is because we have products made of turmeric, we have products made of black pepper, like I said, we have products made of mango. So when you think about all these things, they are substances which everybody eats every day. Rather, not that every single meal we use it, but most of the meals we use all these things. And if you can combine all these things together and produce a medicine, which if it helps you to clear the liver, then why not take it as a medicine? So that's the whole story about Adventist.
So, for most lifestyle diseases, doctor, for diabetes, there is a general prescription, you take this. For thyroid, it's this. And you tend to take it throughout your life.
Yeah.
But there is always a flip side of any medication, however small the dosage is, where it's affecting you and your organs.
Yeah.
Are you saying that your products can complement these medicines to help
Yes.
reverse or reduce the dosage?
That is true. Yes, to a certain extent, yes. What happens is we don't call it as medicines as such, is because they are not known to give any medicinal effects, but they are supplements. So supplements are substances which actually complement the loss in the body. For instance, if there is a low vitamin B in your blood, what do you do actually? You go and find a supplement. Supplement can be a natural. You try and take it in the form of a food. So if the food doesn't complement it, it doesn't fulfill it, then you take a pill, which is a supplement. So we are quantifying it as supplements. Likewise, if you say that a person is taking certain set prescription for diabetes, the ingredients which are there in a supplement tonic, which should compensate the loss of a patient, then at certain stage you could probably reduce the number of medicines you can take if you take these supplements for a longer duration. And what the beauty about natural supplements is, it's one of yourself. So your liver thinks that the natural substance is something which is good for my body, and it doesn't repel actually. When most of the time when a chemical substance is placed inside your body, your liver wants to process it. But when a herbal substance, when a substance which is more common like a food goes inside, it treats it as a food and it doesn't need to process it too much. So there is less strain on the organs, there is no secondary effects, because too much of turmeric, what could it cause? It could cause diarrhea at the maximum. So if it doesn't suit you, you excrete it. So that is the main reason why we wanted to give it in a food grade. Food grade in the sense there are different grades. There's medicinal grade, there's food grade. So food grade is very harmless to the body, and food grade doesn't even stay to create a secondary effect. So it just passes out of the body. So, and the natural being is very inducive to the body, that it stimulates the organ and the organ functions very well. And whatever is needed to be supplemented, it is supplemented. So the need for general medications or need for actual prescription reduces when you take more supplements into it.
Doctor, through Adventist and through your own practice, you have practiced across geographies around the world. India is said to be a medical tourism capital, with south of India being in demand in this industry. Which are the countries where the medical interventions or treatments are the best or easily accessible?
This is a very general question, because the the healthcare industry in the parts of the world which I know or which I am involved with is different from what we see in India. If you want to have a medical expert opinion in India, it's just walk away from the specialist clinic or the preferable doctor you want. You can just step into it and get your medical doubts cleared or prescription got. But countries like UK and Australia, they come under a common belt called the Commonwealth. So what happens with Commonwealth is healthcare is free, so-called free in the sense like healthcare is taken care by the government. So when it's taken care by the government, like what our government hospitals, it's a very similar pattern. They're all private healthcares, but most of them prefer to go to a national health service or a Medicare service in Australia. So what happens is you have a waiting period to go and see a GP. Specialist cannot be accessed by an individual. You'll have to get a referral from a GP to go to a specialist, and the waiting times are very high. And if you go on a private note, the private healthcare is very costly. And the US is totally different. US is completely bound by insurance. And insurance is both private sector, public sector, everything is insurance. And the difference what we see here and in the Middle East is almost very similar to what we have in India. Like you could still have a good quality access Medicare in private, but you'll have to pay for it. But and the payment is not as exorbitant as it happens in countries which are so-called Western countries. But the concept, I've been to Africa as well. I've been widely used to practice and be there in Africa, especially in Uganda. The healthcare is still developing. The healthcare is coming up in countries like that, and they have a fantastic respect and keep the Indian doctors at a very high standard. So is the state and UK and Australia as well. So the healthcare prevalently in all these places comparatively, India has a fantastic position in terms of healthcare, and that could be a reason why there is a lot of medical tourism in India. But the healthcare industry here needs to be more specific, more one oriented. So what I mean that is that you cannot have a different opinion for a single diagnosis. You cannot have two doctors telling two different things on a single diagnosis. So the treatment protocols, the managements, the diagnosis have to be more streamlined when it comes to healthcare in India. Other than that, fantastic healthcare, fantastic knowledge
and would
doctors.
you say that the Indian healthcare system is pivoting towards the natural supplements and the natural healing, adoption of natural healing processes?
I would say all around the world. I would say not only in India, but everywhere in the world, people are looking into a solution which is more authentic, which is more organic, which is more natural. Because nature is where we come from and where we are going to go. So you have to be in nature as more possible as long as possible. So everybody around the world are thinking about getting natural remedies. Everybody is more happy when you give an advice with substances which are there in the kitchen, or which they could get it somewhere in a supermarket or a whole food store. And if that cures them, then why not advocate it? So
food can be medicine.
Yes. So it's more towards that. So food is medicine, medicine is food. So if you take the whole pumpkin, or if you can make a laxative with pumpkin seeds, what difference is it going to make? If you could make a fantastic laxative with pumpkin seeds, vitamin K, vitamin E, what is the harm in taking that rather than going to conventional laxatives or suppositories? When you have something which is natural, which is lying in your garden, which is there in your kitchen, and if you could make it or blend it in a way which produces much good results, then why not try it?
And where is the Adventist brand available?
Right now, Adventis is there in all 5 continents. It's there in the US, it's there in the UK, it's there in Africa, it's there in India and Australia. Where we have different methods of sales in all these places. We have completely online sales where it's kind of an Amazon trading platform where you go online, you have all the information needed about the supplements, you have all the information about the herbs, you can just buy it online, you can consult a doctor online to get information about the supplements, and after that you can go and get it as well. But we don't have stores, we don't have physical stores anywhere so that you walk in and then see the supplements and get it. It's more of an online, and it's more of an educative platform rather than a treatment platform.
Anything else you would like to share, doctor,
Ye-
about
the
something you would like to
the
like for
products,
people to know?
yeah, the products are all registered for at various bodies, regulating bodies. For instance, it's an US FDA registered in the US, it's NDA registered in Africa, it's FSSI registered in India, and so is it in the UK and Australia. So the quantification of the ingredients and the quality of the ingredients are maintained throughout the world. So we don't have a difference of these products which are sold in the US and which are sold in India, because the product which you get in India is the same what you are going to get in the US. That's not the case with many of the brands. Most of the brands will have a different equation in India, different equation in Africa, and different equation in US. So we as a company have a larger vision where we wanted to have the exact uh, product strength what is present in the US should be given to all people who live in other parts of the world. So there is a uniqueness and there is equality in what we do.
Awesome, doctor. I mean, I would definitely like to know more and research about it on your website. I think it will be very useful for a lot of our viewers to understand that everything need not be just medicines and which do have side effects.
Yeah.
So it's been great talking to you, doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
and
very much.
we'll meet soon.
We'll meet soon with a very interesting topic.
Yes.
And thank you for acquainting with health with Rashmi. And we all work towards a common cause, which is to promote positive health care to everyone around us. So let's do the good job together. Thank you
Yes.
very much.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
Thank you,
inviting.
doctor.
Thank you.